Hi, welcome to KiwaniTalk. We're a public information show put together by people from the Dearborn Kiwanis Club, help from students at Dearborn High School. My name is Gary Gardner, and tonight we're talking about a subject near and dear to my heart. Many, many years ago, back in the 1960s, I helped start the film program here at Dearborn High School, and we were pretty successful by taking pieces of 8mm film and cutting it and putting it together with glue and tape and broadcasting it. Things have come a long way since then. They now have the Dearborn High Film Program, one of the most esteemed programs in the state, probably the whole country. And we have two gentlemen with us today to talk about the film program and their particular film products. They were here last year. They've come a long way since then. We talked about the film festival last year, and there's one coming up this year too. We have with us Mr. Hassan Almaliki, Hussein Almaliki. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you back, and let's give a refresher to our guests who may have forgotten or never saw you before. You guys are seniors at Dearborn High.
Yep.
You're twins.
Right.
Who's the older?
That's me. That's
okay, and you always use that as I'm the oldest, I know better?
Yeah.
Okay. So the film program is here, but what was it that attracted either or both of you to the film program at Dearborn High?
I mean, it's like we always kind of wanted to go into film, kind of be able to use our creative thinking into like putting it into like films and stuff, and kind of do whatever we want from starting from the writing process to the actual filming process. It's just it's a small hobby that we started off doing, and we want to do professionally in the real world.
How about you?
So it's like something we did when we were kids. We were at a bedroom, and we were like, you know what, let's make a short movie with our friend. And that progressed into, making actual films. It was a really quick short movie. It was like 2 minutes long. It was made, recorded on a phone. So we progressed, and we had an interest in film. So that's how we got here.
So the technology's changed. As I said, we used to have to take film. We would take it to the photomat shop, get it back 2 or 3 days later, and then put it up and hold up the pieces of film and cut them and put them together. On your phones, you have editing programs built into the phone.
That's right.
Talk about how you learned how to use those programs. They're kind of intuitive, but what did you learn as you went along the way?
Yeah, so at first when we recorded, we decided that first thing was to record it horizontal, of course. So when we recorded it horizontal, the next idea was where were we going to edit it. So we decided that we're going to find a cheap software to edit. That was hard to find, so we used a free software on the computer. It was called Movie Maker, and we ended up making our first movies on a free software.
And things have changed since then.
Yeah, of course.
When you came to Dearborn High, how long had you been doing that at your home? Before high school or during high school?
Before high school, yeah, definitely.
And then you came to Dearborn High, and how long have you been in your seniors now? When did you get into the film program here?
Well, we started with the club freshman year, and just ever since we joined the advanced class sophomore year, and ever since, we've been in this class now as seniors.
So can you give us a software review for the free Movie Maker software that you used? Tell us what the software is that you use now. Compare the two of them.
Yeah, so we use Premiere Pro. It is a paid software, paid program. Many movies use it as well. Professional filmmakers use it, and it's much more, into detail. You can like cut stuff more better. It's more options. You can color grade, more precise, more options than the free software. And we were able to, make effects, transitions, add CGI, and many of the types of stuff like that.
So again, harken back to the dark ages, we wanted to put titles on our film. We had to shoot the scene, then rewind the film in the camera, and then shoot white letters on a black board over the thing. It's how we had to shoot our titles. So it's come a long way since then.
Long way, for sure.
So you mentioned you have the software here. What about the other facilities that you have here? How many software editing stations do they have, and what kind of cameras do you use? Not your phones anymore. Stuff into the software. What do you guys use?
Yeah, so we got a couple computers there, like I think 7 editing computers, including one in the office right here. We use many different types of cameras, camera lens. The cameras we use now compared to an iPhone, we're able to pull in focus, zoom in, zoom out. Back in the iPhone days, like all iPhones, you couldn't really zoom in that far. If you zoomed in too much, you would lose quality. So when we had the cameras now, like Canons and stuff, we're able to zoom in much farther, and depending on the lens, we'd be getting more better, clear images and stuff like that.
And speaking of clear images, how about the resolution or the megapixels for the we call it still film. You still call it film too. But for the video that you shoot, how big a file do you generate on shooting like a 5-minute scene?
We would get like big files because again, we're recording 60 frames per second here.
Okay, 60 frames per second.
And
what does that mean? And explain to our listeners.
So like in 60 frames per second, we were recording stuff like per second it'd be 60 frames. So it'd be really smooth. If you want to slow it down, the resolution would be better. Most iPhones and phones record at 30 frames per second, and that's a big difference. This is like movie quality, and after 60, it goes up to higher and higher and higher. So
you've got a 5-minute film shot at 60 frames per second on a high definition sort of thing. What kind of file size do you have from that?
That's like a couple of gigabytes right there. That's like a kind of a big file right there. The more our movie goes, like our movie's like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gigabytes right there. That's like takes up a whole drive we have in our computer, and it's a big movie. The more better quality it is, the more bigger the file.
More clips added.
Yeah.
So movies come, as you said at the beginning, from ideas.
Yeah.
And you stated you like to write. So what kind of writing have you done over the past and your prior movies, and how did you get to the idea for this present movie?
Well, it started off just, writing just for fun, anything that kind of came to our head. But when we started doing it professionally, we took inspiration from other movies, from things that we liked, and put them into like a little bit of a storyboard. And it's kind of something like generated a whole bunch of ideas, threw them on like a piece of paper, said, okay, let's do this time, let's do that. And when we kind of came up with the storyline, created characters, what were their drive, what's their point A to point B, and overall create a story from that. And obviously they go through many drafts. Our film had to go through quite a bit, especially if you want to make a realistic film. You're gonna have to like change things from like, having an exploding car to just changing it, narrowing it down to maybe something more realistic, and which would fit in our budgets and stuff.
No explosion, just the door gets slammed real hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. So you mentioned writing, and so the people don't appreciate how much writing and thought goes into movies. When you go to shoot a scene, it's not ad lib, it's scripted. Talk about that part of it.
Right. And so usually what we like to do is follow the screenplay. We have to follow it word by word, and obviously it's kind of our guide when we go to film something. Obviously we work with storyboards and whatnot, but it's definitely something we have to abide by, and just sometimes there are those times where we're gonna have to change it just a bit because of circumstances and stuff, but overall that's...
So what kind of stuff do you guys like to read or watch or follow that gave you the impetus for this movie, which we're gonna give the name of in a second, not quite yet?
I like a lot of the Stephen King books. His stories are science fiction and all that, and we watch a lot of science fiction movies, TV shows, which was a big part of our inspiration, because we found that in sci-fi there's basically no limit to what you want to do. When it's more realistic, it's okay, we have to think about it, would this happen in real life? But in sci-fi it could basically be whatever, which is why we enjoyed it more.
And so the idea for this particular movie, let's get the name of it out there.
Beyond the Darkness.
Beyond the Darkness. It sounds like it's kind of could be spooky or scary. Where did the idea come from for that in particular?
Just a whole bunch of classics. Especially in the 80s. And just some newer movies that we wanted to have, because it's kind of supernatural mixed in with like military, basically. And we really enjoyed the idea of having like, your secret government are working on secret projects, and when people know too much, it's like they have to be silenced, and you have to find what ways can we put those two together, two things that we really like, military movies and sci-fi together, into making them one.
So you came up with the name of the movie Beyond the Darkness.
Yep.
What came first, the movie idea, the script, or all at once?
The script came first. It was actually really hard to find a title that fit.
Name took a while to look for. We had to find we searched on Google some good names to find. And we asked friends and stuff. And I think Beyond Darkness really stood out to us the most. One of the best
And
names.
how long did it take just to do the writing phase of it?
We started throughout the entire summer. We were writing, and it kind of leaked into like this year, the fall, and we were finished with it in this winter. We were finished 100%.
Now, is this all for the one class? Is this a class project?
Yeah.
And you said something that people may not have caught. You worked on it all last summer.
Yeah.
Were you in school part of that, or just because you enjoy doing what you do?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, more of a hobby. We actually enjoy, making films. It's like, it's fun to go out and, show your creativity, but all in a camera, behind a lens, Media is getting really popular nowadays. And if you want to spread a message across the world, the way to do it is through film, media, and all that type of stuff. People watch that more.
Okay, so I'm starting to get excited. Let's take you brought a clip along, your trailer.
Yep.
Any lead in for the trailer, or should we just show it?
Let's show it.
Just show that.
Take it away.
I am the watcher. I am the one who whispers. I am the manipulator, the rule maker, the master of mankind, the one who is beyond the darkness. He knows too much. He could be a threat. Find him and bring him back to me. I am always there. I am never alive, and I only study.
That was pretty cool. That was really kind of cool. And a lot of action, a lot of different sort of things there. How many people were involved in this movie?
We had like a great amount of people, like from cast and crew, people on set. We had, crew by itself. How much was that? Like 15 people? Cast, like depending on the shoot day, maybe we needed one actor. But we had a cast of around like 10 people. That includes the background actors, soldiers in uniform.
Our main scene, which was a shootout in a museum, required quite a bit of soldiers to act in it, as well as a production team to shoot it.
Okay, so now we're talking in 2023, shooting guns off in museums. How did you get the permission to do that kind of stuff?
We found that sometimes you just ask.
Right.
And you'll be surprised that a lot of people allow stuff like this. We just decided to call up the museum. Hey, can we shoot for 8 hours here? Sure.
What museum was it?
That was the Arab American Museum, Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, we were really intrigued with the location. Like, this would be perfect for what we want. And yeah.
In my day, we had the axiom was easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission.
Yeah.
And, oh, we're sorry, we didn't know we couldn't do this.
Yeah,
here.
right, yeah.
But I think if we're doing what you were doing with that type of stuff, more important to get the clearance ahead of time. It's very
of course.
important. So, guys, you put all this work into it. Is it going to be shown somewhere besides in the classroom? And when and where?
Yeah, of course. So we have a screening every year. This year it's going to be May 19th and May 20th, both days. It's going to be here, DHS Auditorium. It's going to be shown, bring your families, bring your friends. It's going to be in a big screen. There's going to be, popcorn and stuff. So it's going to be a fun time to show people.
Sounds like you guys have put a lot of work into it, and it's probably,
Sure.
probably it's going to be well worthwhile watching. So I want to thank Hassan Almaliki, the older brother.
Yep.
Hussein Almaliki, the younger brother, budding film stars, producers, and away you go. The guys, thanks a lot for coming. Don't go away. We've got some more students with more stuff. You guys won Emmys too, right?
Yep.
Didn't talk about that, but we'll talk about it next time. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Is a kid fearless? Nervous? Playful? Yes. 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 Kiwanis is 600,000 kids at heart doing all the little and big things it takes to help children around the world. Because kids need Kiwanis. All of them.
Welcome back to KiwaniTalk. I'm still your host, Gary Garden. We've got a couple of new guests here who have replaced Hassan and Hussein. We have Caitlin Milligan and Cy Hunter, who have a different movie they're going to talk about. Welcome back, Caitlin, and welcome to the show, Cy. Caitlin, you were here last year, and now you are going to be you're a senior now.
Yeah, time flies.
And time flies. But still talking about film, still liking it.
Yeah.
And how about you, Cy? You are a junior.
Yeah, junior.
And tell us about the movie that you guys are working on right now.
The movie that we're working on right now is Party Planners. It's been in we've been working on it for 3 years probably. We started filming around February. And, it's been such a big thing for me since it's a sequel. My sister worked on the original Party Planners. I wanted to continue the family legacy and work on Party Planners too.
And so you've been writing this for how long?
About 3 years.
And it's a labor of love. You going to get extra credit by saying the 3 years out they've been in this planning to your instructor, or what's going to happen? You hope.
Hopefully, I get some extra credit for it.
Okay, so Party Planners. It sounds like something, but tell us more about what the movie is about, Caitlin.
Party Planners is a movie about two cliques in high school, the losers and the popular kids. Both of them are trying to throw a party. The idea they got in their heads is that in order to throw a fun party that everyone's going to want to come to, they need to have booze for it.
Okay.
So they go out and they try to steal booze, and shenanigans ensue.
Okay, so it sounds like you have some issues with getting permission to have the stuff on the scene or the set. How did you get around that?
It was somewhat difficult getting the supplies because, it's not like we could just go around to any store and be like, hey, you got any bottles of booze?
Okay. And so you've got this plan. So where is it set? What's the whole scene? How many different locations do you have for this movie?
Boy, a lot.
Okay.
We have, what I can name just off the top of my head is we have a few houses that we go to for the bully Anthony's house and Matthew's house. We had shootings in the cafeteria. We had a few shootings in the bathroom. We have a few shootings at a park location. There's a few others. What am I forgetting?
The movie itself mostly takes place at the school, but they have to go to the store to steal the booze, and they also they go to the house to have the party.
So would you find a store to cooperate with you? Does that remain nameless? It's a nondescript store at an undisclosed location?
Well, we got one store. We got half of the stores already. The pizza store we got. Okay. We're still producing the movie and still filming the movie. We're still looking for a liquor store type store to film that.
If we can't find a liquor store who's willing to let us film, we have enough creative liberties in this class to kind of make one up ourselves. We'll either end up changing the scenes so it's not at a liquor store, or if worst comes to worst, we can make up a liquor store using props in the room.
So how many people are involved? Let's talk about the actors first of all. How many actors do you have in this, and extras do you have?
We have, for actors and extras, I would say we already had 10 plus extras come in just in the party scenes, in the lunchroom scenes. And for actors, we have four main characters. We have 3 antagonists, and we have 2 supporting casts.
So that's just on screen. And how about behind the scenes? You got writers, you got continuity people, you got costumers, you got makeup, all that.
Because we have so many people on the crew, we have, I want to say 3 producers. 3 producers?
Yeah, we have 4 producers.
4 producers. All right, because we made DZ a producer.
Yeah.
So we have Sai here himself as a producer. He's a large help, helps a lot with making the schedule. We also have our producer, Rayanne, who mostly keeps us organized and away from each other's throats when things get stressful. We have Arla, who's our head of communications and helps us keep all the actors organized, because otherwise one of us is going to go, hey, can someone text them where we need to be? And 5 people are going to do it, but they're going to type it wrong. So we have Arla there to make sure things go right. Then we have DZ, who I believe helps with equipment. And
DZ, we have DZ.
We
have DZ.
You've got
DZ is there for multiple. He's an absolute delight.
big crew. And you, how long is this thing going to be when you get it all together?
Approximately, if you take the the old trusty script method, it'll be around 30 minutes long. It won't go into 40 minutes. It might go down to 20 minutes.
Depends on how it all turns out.
Yeah, it depends how
what's
editing
left on the
goes
cutting room floor.
Yeah.
You bring a clip. Yeah, we brought a clip, right?
We have a trailer.
A trailer, okay.
Trailer.
So what's the trailer going to show us? We want to see it, but give us a little preview.
The trailer is mostly going to show some of the characters running around. I believe one clip that we have in it is actually them running up to the house. It's one of the things that we hope for in Party Planners is that it's going to be a lot more of a goofy show, a lot more of a fun to watch. So a lot of the characters that you will see will carry comical bits in them, similar like how you might see in a cartoon.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the trailer for Party Planners. Take it away. That was kind of cool. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with a little bit of film and some editing and some software and things like that. Mm-hmm. When's it going to be done?
The goal is to have it done the week before our screening, which is cutting it a tad bit close, but...
When's the screening going to be?
The screening's going to be in May. What time do we go on? I think the 26th.
2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to finish Party Planners.
2 weeks from today when where we're filming this, and it's in the May 19th and 20th is the film festival.
Yeah.
At Dearborn High School.
Yeah.
On Outer Drive between Michigan Avenue and Cherry Hill.
Yes.
In the auditorium. What time is it going to be?
6:30.
6:30 p.m. And a lot of people can fit in the auditorium. Are you guys going to fill the auditorium, do you think?
That's the goal.
Okay, and then, so now you guys are producing this. You're going to get it out there. How do you pay in your actors and what do you, does it take a lot of pizza money or what?
A lot of pizza, a lot of candy. It's
Okay.
like, okay, guys, I know you're tired. Rand brought Starburst.
Okay, there you go. So you have all these sort of things going for you. So this movie is going to be out there. You guys are going to have it. You are going to be moving forward with your career. What's your plans for next year, Caitlin? What are you going to be doing?
So next year, I'm actually signed up to go in as an exchange student off to Germany. They have 13 years of high school over there compared to our 12, so I will be going over there and taking a 13th year of high school over there, which will allow me to pass some of the tests that they have over there for college without having to pay an extra fee or having to worry about how well I speak the language, because if you're fully immersed, you'll be able to learn it quick. So after I do a final year of high school over there, after my final year here, I will be able to freely go to college over there and do 4 years of education without spending a dime on it.
Okay, how about you, Si? What's your plans for next year? Come back to the film program again?
Yeah, come back to the film program. I really want to get into the directing scene. I already am known for being a good writer. I definitely love writing, and definitely want to get to writing and directing.
So we're down about a minute or so. If you guys could talk to potential students who are looking at this or potential people coming into the film program, what can you say about the film program here at Dearborn High?
See, I've been in the film program for maybe 3 years now. I didn't have a very good opportunity when I first entered, not because of anything happening in the film program per se, but because of what we weren't allowed to do due to the plague that's doomed us all.
Right.
During COVID, I had to take film online, which gave it a lot of difficulties, but the environment that we built here, even that carried over onto the online, is this is a place where you can do what you want. I don't mean that like, oh, we're hooligans. What I mean is, if you have an idea, you can make the idea a reality. If you have a thought, put it into a film. If you have a way to express yourself, no matter how random it may be, this is an idea where you can take your dreams and make them come to life. You have an entire crew, an entire team to help you do so. Only thing you have to do is say it.
Make it happen. How about you, Si? What would you say to potential kids coming through?
I would say, basically the same thing, but, my family's been in this film, the WDHS, for a long time. My sister, she was she was here for all 4 years. I got lucky. I didn't have to take the Studio 1. I was instantly in the advanced class because of the reputation. And, I had a blast here. When I first came here, I didn't know much, but, you learn a lot from this program. You learn a lot, and you get a lot of experience.
Well, I can say I was here back at the start, back in 1968, 69. They started the film program here. I was part of that. It's come a long way, baby. I'm really glad that you guys are part of it. I'm glad that your instructors. Who's your head instructor here? Give him a name.
The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Adam Rauscher.
Adam Rauscher. He's doing a great job carrying on the footsteps of all the predecessors, and I think it's great. Well, Si Hunter, good luck to you. Fräulein, vielen Glück auf Deutschland, wenn Sie wohnen auf Deutschland. It means good luck when you go to Germany, okay? Have a good time. Thank you for coming on the show. Good luck at the film festival, all that you do. Thanks for coming to KiwaniTalk. I'm Gary Gardner. See you next time. Bye-bye.